Welcome guys. I've been playing with 4-finger claw for the past few days, and this is my updated version of my 4-finger claw guide and tutorial. So today in this video, we will be going through these following topics that will help you to learn 4-finger claw. The first process is finding your optimal layout settings, or the best layout controls for you. And the second process is finding the perfect way to hold your phone. And the third process is about basic settings and the sensitivity settings. Fourth process is about practicing and training. I will show you some training drills that can help you to utilize 4-finger claw at its best. And lastly, some tips and tricks to master the 4-finger claw. By the way, the 4-finger claw is the most popular claw, as it is used by many players. Anyway, I know most of you gonna copy-paste the layout, which is fine, but trust me, creating your own layout gives you a satisfaction and confidence that your layout is specifically designed for you. Even if you do copy other players' layout, it won't be perfect for you and your device. So I highly recommend to make your own layout instead of copy-pasting other players' layout. Anyway, the basic layout for 4-finger claw is very simple. Just drag your fire button onto the top left corner and the scope button to the top right corner, example like this. And use your left and right index fingers to press those buttons. But wait, there are few people who places their fire button on the right side. It's totally normal. Some players prefers to use their fire button on left side, and the other players prefers it on right side. It's your personal preference. By the way, when placing the fire button, you need to make sure to use this specific fire button that is facing towards top right corner. Do not use thumb fire button, because the fire button which is facing towards top left corner will have a camera movement. Suppose if you move your finger on top of that button, it moves your aim, while the other one doesn't have any camera movement. But if you use it anyway, then your aim might mess up sometimes. So I highly recommend to use the fire button that is facing towards top right corner, not the top left one. Don't worry, you can still control recoil with your thumb fingers, as it won't be affected by using different fire buttons. And the next thing is about lean or peak buttons placement. I always put them below the scope button like this, and I'll press those buttons with my thumb finger. I've been using this method from a really long time, so it works best for me. And now to the other controls. So I adjusted my jump, climb, crouch, prone, reload, and other buttons in a way that I can easily reach them. But you can customize and place those buttons anywhere you want. It's totally up to you. By the way, join my Discord server. There are hundreds of different 4-finger claw layouts. You can look at those and create your own layout based on them. And I seen a lot of players placing their grenade cancel option behind the scope like this. And when throwing grenade, you can't use scope. So by placing your cancel button behind the scope, you can save some space in your layout. And similarly, you can place the scope adjusting setting on the looting buttons, since scope adjusting button will only work when you scope in, and you can't loot while you're scoped in. So this would save you some space in your controls. So join my Discord server if you want more 4-finger claw layout examples. Link is in description. If you're new to 4-finger claw, you only need to assign one job or one button for your index fingers. If you assign more than one button, it's gonna be hard and confusing for you to learn. So I highly recommend to use only one button for each index fingers, because your thumb finger is capable of handling more tasks. For example, my thumb finger is capable of pressing peek, jump, climb, prone, crouch, and reload, and also weapon switch, or basically everything in this area. My thumb finger handles the work. The reason why you should assign more work for your thumb finger is because it's capable of doing it normally when you're using your phone, such as everyday tasks like scrolling Instagram or texting, etc. Your thumb fingers will be doing most of the work, so the thumb fingers is already trained to press multiple buttons quickly. Whereas if you assign more than one button for your index finger, then you might accidentally press the wrong one. That's why you need to create flexibility for your index fingers, which can take weeks. Then you can add more controls later on. But if you're new to claw, only use one button for each index finger to avoid confusion. But if you want to use index finger for jumping and crouching, then after few weeks of playing with 4-finger claw, your index fingers will be flexible enough to handle those extra buttons. And do a little bit of practicing after adding extra buttons to your index fingers. And now let's talk about how to hold your phone while playing with 4 fingers. Always remember this: there is no perfect way to hold your device, because every player holds their phone in different way that they feel comfortable. But I think the most common way to hold the phone while playing 4-finger claw is like this. Place your index fingers on top of your phone like this and use your pinky fingers in this way to prevent the phone from slipping or falling off your hand. And place your middle finger and ring finger behind the phone example like this. So yeah, this is the most common way to hold your phone, but if you don't feel comfortable, then feel free to find another way to hold your phone that is comfortable for you. I just adjusted one thing, and I use ring finger instead of pinky finger on the left hand to give support for my phone from slipping or falling off from my hand. And also using a thick phone case will give you a better grip to hold the phone while playing. And now to the basic settings. There are some settings you need to change. The first one is obviously enabling peek and fire, and I highly recommend disabling peek and open scope, but if you're a new player then maybe you could use, it's automatically gonna open the scope when you press peek, so you don't need to open the scope separately, which is really good for beginner players. But if you disable peek and open scope, then you can lean out from your cover like this and shoot at your enemies without exposing your body.
Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Watch out!
And the next one is about lean mode and scope mode. I have both of them set to hold. And now to the sensitivity settings. You don't actually need to change your sensitivity because the sensitivity you have is perfect for you since you already been using it before. If you change sensitivity it's gonna be more challenging to learn, so I wouldn't recommend changing your sensitivity settings. But however, if you still want to change sensitivity, then I made a dedicated video on how to find your optimal sensitivity. You can check it out, link is in description. And now to the training drills. The first thing you need to practice is shooting with your new layout, such as quick scope and recoil controlling, those kinda stuff, so you basically need to scope in and fire and scope out and change targets. And the next drill is kinda same, but you need to use crouch, so first you need to scope in and crouch at the same time and fire, and then scope out and uncrouch at the same time and switch targets and repeat this process. And the next drill is to practice crouch and fire in front of a real object like this. Crouch and fire drill is extremely useful in many situations. This is why you have to master this drill. Always try to quickly crouch and fire and uncrouch immediately after you stopped firing. Try to do this as fast as you can. And the next drill is leaning left and right, or peeking left and right is a really good skill to learn, so you need to practice this with the previous drills, or let me show you few examples on how to practice leaning. So find yourself a tree and use it as your cover and start firing at different targets by leaning left and right, example like this, and the other example is at this location. Use this object as your cover and lean left and right and shoot at the target like this. Or use a vehicle as your cover and shoot at this targets like this. And the next drill is jump and fire. I used to practice jump and fire like this, but yeah, you can come up with your own creative ways to practice and train. Anyway, if you want more training drills, I made a separate video for that, and it has more details, so check that out, link is in description. And most of you might be thinking, how long do I need to practice in training grounds? Well, it's totally up to you. I would say 30 to 40 minutes is enough to create your own layout and practicing. Once you completed your training process, head towards team death matches. Here you need to utilize the drills that you have done in training grounds and play as much TDMs as possible. Playing team death matches is the fastest way to learn new controls. Usually it takes me 1 hour to get used to new layout by practicing in TDM. Anyway, that's all I got for this video. I hope you learned something new. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe for more upcoming videos like these. Enjoy my bot gameplay. See you guys in the next one.
Help, mark the location. Watch out! Watch out! Watch out!
We only get one life. We only get one life. We only get one life. We only get one life like this. We only get one life. We only get one life like this. Let's live it up. Clap your hands. slip it up.
Clap your hands.